Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Mii Weekly, this time for Friday, December 24th, 2021, Christmas Eve! I'm Hero TJ with Nintendo Wire coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. Merry Christmas! And a very happy birthday to my daughter, who turns 9 today, and it coincidentally also happens to be my birthday. And in case you were wondering, today I'm celebrating the big 4-0. That's right, Hero TJ turns 40. Nintendo news, as you know, always tends to slow down in the run-up to the holidays, so today I want to do something a little different. Courtesy of My Nintendo's Year in Review, I want to share my 2021 Nintendo Switch Year in Review with my favorite people out there, you. So let's jump right in. I have to admit I sure did have a lot of fun playing video games this year. Let's take a look at my time spent playing the Nintendo Switch system in 2021. My first day with the Nintendo Switch was October 25th, 2017. So if you recall, I was not a particularly early adopter. I played Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, and I still stand by the opinion that that is the superior version. I mean, why wouldn't it be? It was developed for the Wii U. I wasn't super into Splatoon or ARMS. I'd already played Mario Kart 8 to death on the Wii U, so the initial launch lineup didn't really have much for me in particular. But if you'll notice, October 25th, 2017 is shortly after Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was announced for the Nintendo Switch. That got my attention, and it also got my business. This year I played 53 games, which is up from last year where I only played 38. Only played 38. That still seems like an awful lot of games. If you pressed me to name all 53 of those games, I'll bet you I couldn't even name 20 of them. I'm actually pretty surprised I played that many. My total number of hours on the Nintendo Switch this year was 902. That is staggering to me. That's like a part-time job. I guess I took my gaming pretty seriously this year, and that's up pretty significantly from last year, where I still logged a whopping 764. I guess I had maybe a little bit more free time on my hands. Now here's the big one. Ta-da! My most played games of this year. Topping the charts, and no big surprise here, Miitopia at 232 hours and counting. I absolutely fell in love with this game. I've said it before, this is hands down my game of the year, and it's on the short list for my favorite games of all time. I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan, Mario fan, Donkey Kong fan, and Miitopia basically was all of those for me. As an enormous Mii enthusiast and aficionado, I loved casting Hero TJ in the starring role, going head to head against my eternal rival Dark TJ, and joining forces with my favorite Nintendo friends, Mario, Zelda, Link, Bowser, Princess Peach, Donkey Kong, Samus. It was amazing. And not just the game itself, but also the Mii Maker. This game boasts the most robust Mii Maker to date. I hope some other games adopt this exact style. Wouldn't you just love to have a Mii Maker with this much artistic freedom in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Pretty much any possible character you could conceive of could be in the game. So Miitopia, top spot, totally stand by it. Not just my highlight of the year, but one of my all-time gaming highlights. Coming in second this year for me is Animal Crossing New Horizons, nabbing another 161 hours. This was my top game last year at 222 hours, and I have to say I didn't really feel like I played it quite that much this year, but I played it in pretty big bursts. So basically anytime something cool was added to the game, I'd jump in, play for a bit, complete whatever self-imposed task I had created for myself, and then moved on. It is an evergreen title, and I love going back to it. I finally completed my Critterpedia. I've almost completed my museum. Nabbing those art pieces is a bit of a pain, so I guess I've still got that to go. Even though we've received the last big update as far as Nintendo has led us to believe, I do anticipate my time in the Animal Crossing world is not over yet. And the third game on the list for me is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at 62 hours. No big surprise there. I love Super Smash Bros. We still had a whole bunch of new fighters released this past year, and any single time that happened, I'd go in, give that fighter a try, play through their classic mode, unlock all the spirits. I'd play multiplayer with my kids. Smash Brothers for me is a game that never gets old. That's my list. But I really want to know what your top 3 games were. Please let me know in the comment section below. Now let's slice that playtime by months. You can see that for me, my biggest gaming months were May and June. And there's 2 very specific reasons for that. Number 1, that happens to be the time when Miitopia released. And number 2, here in Taiwan, we went on a 2-month lockdown, which meant that I couldn't couldn't go to the gym. The gym typically represents about 3 or 4 hours out of my day, 7 days a week. So not being able to get in there meant I had a lot more time at home to fill. I still did my best to try to get some quality workouts in. That meant booting back up Ring Fit Adventure, which is a game I totally stand by. What it mostly meant was I had a lot more discretionary time on my hands, and I filled it with Miitopia. My most active day was Saturday, May 29th, where I clocked 15 hours of play. That is crazy. Another thing I'll say about Miitopia is I could not believe how fast the time slipped away. I remember I made a custom Mii Daisy and a custom Mii Donkey Kong, and both of them I started pretty late in the evening, and by the time I had finished, it was already morning, and it felt like just a few minutes. It is seriously a game I could get deeply lost in for long periods of time. In 2020, my biggest gaming day was March 30th. I'm not exactly sure why that was. It probably has something to do with Animal Crossing, but my memory is not quite good enough to know for sure. Now let's talk about my preferred method of play. I spent 709 hours playing on the TV in docked mode and 193 hours in handheld. Now I'm gonna get a little bit personal on you. Just about the only time I ever play in handheld mode is when I'm, what's the best way to say this? Attending to nature. So coincidentally, this also gives me a pretty rough estimate of how much time I spend in the bathroom on an annual basis. And I will add a small caveat. We do have 2 Switches in the home, so if my kids are playing on the television with the other Switch, on occasion I will give my Switch to the other kids to play in handheld mode, and because of the profile architecture, that means that they are playing on my profile, so those hours would also be accounted for here. As for my Nintendo points, well, that doesn't really matter much. There you go, some 4,000 gold points and almost 1,500 platinum points, for whatever that's worth. I did have a blast playing Nintendo Switch this year, and as I already mentioned, Miitopia was far and away my favorite, but there are a few other notable mentions. While it didn't quite reach the highs of the original release, I did have some fun playing through the DLC on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I think Mario Party Superstars might be the best entry in the series yet, and Bowser's Fury is the most fun I've had in a Mario game in a long time. Definitely hoping for some kind of follow-up to that. Nintendo also likes to give recommendations on games they think I might have missed. Now, you'd think after all the time we've spent together, Nintendo would know me a little better. While I'm definitely not the audience for Pokemon Shining Pearl, I get it. I did purchase Pokemon Snap this year, and even though it was a pretty big flop in my family, I'm not overly surprised that they might think that I would want to jump back into Pokemon. I have played through 5 of them from beginning to end over the past, 25 or 30 years. Paw Patrol Mighty Pup Save Adventure Bay! I mean, my kids might like that, but I don't really have too many licensed kid games on my Switch. I don't know why they'd think I'd want that one. And I know this is controversial, please don't hate on me, but there has never been in existence a more anti-Minecraft guy. Now, don't get me wrong, I get that you love it, and I'm happy for you. That game is just not for me. Now, here's where I got a bone to pick with Nintendo. FIFA 21 Nintendo Switch Legacy Collection. Not only would I never buy that unforgivable ripoff of a game, but I wholeheartedly recommend that you don't either. Honestly, the fact that EA thinks they can even get away with that garbage edition is offensive. Don't worry, Nintendo, I'm pretty tapped in. If you've got a game I want, chances are I've already picked it up. Now, keeping an eye to the future, Nintendo reminds me they have some pretty exciting things coming out on the horizon for 2022. Pokemon Legends Arceus, I'm cautiously optimistic about that game. I'm gonna see how it is. It might just be that fresh approach to Pokemon that I've been needing for quite a while now, or maybe not. I'm gonna reserve my judgment until the game releases. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope is definitely gonna scratch the itch for some people, just not me. I did purchase the original one, and I think it's fine for what it is, but again, not really a TJ style game. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is a for sure day one pickup for me. Even though I wasn't too huge on Star Allies, my kids absolutely love it. I think Kirby's great as a character, and I absolutely welcome Kirby jumping into the 3rd dimension. Splatoon 3, again, is not a TJ game, but I have purchased both other Splatoon games so far because my wife and my daughter really do appreciate themselves some Splatoon. Let me know what 2022 game you're most excited about. For me, it's undoubtedly the sequel to Breath of the Wild, which we still don't have a name for. Is that something we should be concerned about? Is this maybe not a 2022 game? I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. And one last thing, if you check out your 2021 year in review, Nintendo will offer you this old time's sake Nintendo console wallpaper. I feel extremely grateful for the time that I was born. As a 40-year-old man, as of right now, I was pretty much the perfect age to be able to enjoy every one of these consoles at the time of their original release. That means I've been saving Hyrule since the 1980s. I guess you could say I'm a pretty seasoned hero by now. And that's a wrap on another edition of Mii Weekly. Thank you so much for joining me. On behalf of the entire Nintendo Wire team, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Only 1 week left in 2021, so I hope to see you back here again next Friday for not only the final day of the year, but also the final episode of the show. It's been a super fun experience to be able to share Nintendo news with you every single Friday for the entirety of 2021. So what say we do it one more time? Until next week, this is Hero TJ signing out. Thanks for playing. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, I kind of feel like I should give you a little something for sticking around all the way to the end. Okay, let's see. I know, it's the 10-year anniversary of the first Nintendo video I ever made. To the day! It's never before seen and was originally created as a Christmas gift for my family, so it's loaded to the brim with inside jokes that may not connect, but I think it's pretty fun nonetheless. I'll add a few text overlays so you at least understand who's who. Hopefully, it will help get you into the holiday spirit, or at the very least, give you a little glimpse at where it all began. Merry Christmas.
Hey everybody, I'm really excited to be coming home for Christmas this year. Since moving to California, I've really missed spending the holidays with the family. But even though we're 2,000 miles apart, thanks to Nintendo Wii, you've been here with me the whole time. Awesome! The family's all here.
Yay, I get to play this time too.
Merry Christmas, son!
Happy birthday, honey.
What's with the tube?
It's a warp tube. It leads to a secret level.
Are you sure?
I'm only a video game genius, gosh.
Sweet! Let's go!
We're all like Nintendo-fied.
Stupid Sensula family. I knew you couldn't resist the warp pipe. Now your Christmas is ruined!
That's it. I'm gonna plant my plumber boots so far up your reptile hole. I got this.
Leave it to me. I've been doing the insanity workout.
Nice! In the face! This is why I don't let you help me move stuff, Dad.
Tom, you're breathing like you're about to have a heart attack.
What? This is how elite athletes regulate their heart rate.
Yay! Let's get the hell out of here.
Great. Now we're stuck here.
F that. Give me some frickin' flower power.
It's chosen me!
Okay, what the fuck? Way to go, Ice Wipe. Sweet. Coming to me, ha!
No more fighting. It's Christmas. This is the season for sharing and caring. It just needs a little love. Aw, it's so tiny. Now check out my totally BA all-natural homeopathic hippie powers! Yay! Let's decorate it!
Nice!
All this Nintendo Christmasing is making me hungry.
Barbecue.
I am not eating that. My son Lucas will eat it. Oh no! The tree is missing a star.
Get me a leaf. Yeah! Thanks for another totally awesome Mii family Christmas. I love you guys. A little snow and this would be perfect.
Did somebody say snow?
What's that? I don't believe it. That kind of looks like... It's me, Jesus!
Mises?
Happy birthday, Jesus. Right back at you, buddy. Merry Meemas, everyone.
Thanks for paying us a visit, Lord. Can we offer you some roast, whatever that is?
No thanks. I just stopped by to bless you. Hey, did any of you see who hit me with that snowball?
Crap.
Thanks to Nintendo, no matter the distance, I still get to enjoy the holidays with my loved ones. God bless you, Nintendo. And Merry Christmas.